What's going on, everyone? Zaya here. We are status post actually top 32, going 7-2 at PPG's most recent Treasure Cup. This actually was Uta legal, so when in doubt, we had to just take Uta. We were just kind of toying around with it. A couple days before, I was just kind of testing around, seeing how it would play, and green's my color. Green's my favorite color in the game, even though it's not usually the best color by any means. We just kind of went in with it, kind of memeing a little bit, and then started out kind of going really hot. And then all of a sudden, I was like, okay, maybe we could actually make something happen. So here we are. We got 28th, which was kind of hype. So packaging's coming, we got the Kobe coming, and let me just show you guys how I got there. So I'll just kind of start out. We had 4 choppers, standard, honestly. Just kind of 2K counter searchable. What else can you ask for? Nothing too crazy. This actually was kind of a heated debate in my kind of testing group. Was 4 of this Trafalgar Law. People tend to either opt for 0 or they'll just go all in at 4. I was on the 0 train, to be completely honest, at the start, but now it's like when you get stuck going first into some matchups like Sokka, for example. You could drop this on 3, still get leader ability off to get another +1 hopefully, and then you can go into your 5 down turn, 5 with Law, 6 with Uta for ability, then you shambles with Law's ability, play Nami ability. So you just went insanely plus just for your 5 down turn. Like, not necessarily going wide, but your card advantage has just gone through the roof. So that's why I kind of stuck with 4 of these guys. Seeing it, I never was really upset with it. And you also get the counter. The 1K is honestly, it could be make or break, to be completely honest with you. So we got 4 blocker Uta. This card is absolutely bonkers. You'll see why when I show you guys kind of further down the line what I'm running. Just the restand ability, making Luffy an attacker, but also a blocker if you're in the later stages of the game and you need to start getting that card advantage out. It's just insane. And you don't even need to use the ability, which is kind of the nice part about it too. It's like, it's an optional, so, and it's always a blocker. It just, insane value. It's basically blocker Bart with a pitch 1 instead of resting. I like it better. Then there's kind of a 3-5 vanilla. You need it. You need Usopp. What else? Not really anything else. 4 Nami, just your search engine. It's kind of crazy just how much you can plus from this. Even if you just get on play, you just get the +1. You don't really necessarily need to overprotect the card. Like you've already plussed once. Like if you keep plussing, it's just an added like kind of bonus. Like the on play is usually what I kind of get it from, and I just try to build into my combo pieces that I need. So yeah, don't go overboard protecting it, but protect it when they're just like chipping 5s. Like I'm okay with saving a 5 like once or twice for it when you know they're going into a bigger play. Brook, MVP of the Sokka matchup. I played 4 Sokkas. I won 3 of them. Shout out Chris who kicked my butt round 7. He insane player, not gonna lie, but we're play testing buddies, so friendly fire way too often. But Brook is just the MVP in the Sokka matchup. Being able to flood the board early, forcing their early removal, or else you just pressure them down way too quick for them to feel comfortable comboing you. And let's say they do remove it with their removal, Brook into Nami, Usopp, or Uta, or even Law. You have free reign to play your bigger guys, like let's say for the 3 Zoros, or your 4 Luffy blockers. They're in a safe position. So Luffy just plays insane in this. It's basically like the catalyst of the deck. If you can wombo into Luffy, Brook, Usopp, Luffy, Brook, Nami ability, Luffy, Brook, Uta, like there's just so much you could do. Honestly, it just going wide is just so clutch, and not much you can ask for. New Genesis, a free search. Yes, thank you very much. A common mistake that I saw other Uta players make is using this turn 1. I never use this turn 1, even if I opened it. Because, like, you're not going to know what you're going to need until you actually come up to the turns that you're going to be playing with the cards. Like, if I'm going into my, like, let's say 7-9 turn and I don't have a Luffy, and I have a new gen in hand, I am 1000% playing new gen to try to find this card. Like, how would I have known if I needed a Luffy kind of going down the line, so to speak? Like, I want to wait and see if I find something that I need. If I can't and I have a new gen, I'm going for it. Just going to search for that specific card. That's just kind of an example. There's obviously many more kind of comments, or like more applicable ones. That's just kind of an extreme example, but kind of what I was trying to get at. 3 Backlight. Agrees against Purple Luffy. Even Sokka too. But mainly Purple Luffy to rest their 5-cost kid, 5-cost queens, even KOing them if they're already resting and attacking with them. Makes the opponent to play around that, which is kind of nice to save you kind of a 6k swing to your face. And it just helps you push lethal. 3, I'm Invincibles. I'm Invincible is just kind of the card to close Sokka matches. You just kind of go crazy. Honestly, you just put them in a God to have it. And if they do, they do. But if they don't, you just kind of go hard and you just kind of finish it early. So this is the film core. I only want 9 targets that are not searchable through Utu ability or Nami ability. And those are going to be mainly just kind of protectors. So 4 Izos, standard, kind of acts as like a pseudo backlight. 1k more, or 1 cost more. 2 carrots. These are just 2k counters. Literally, that's it. I will never play this card unless I was like this and all of these in hand. That's literally, if I open carrot and 4 Izos, that's the only time I would even consider playing a carrot. But then I'll probably draw into one of these and never play the carrot. And this slot is actually the one that is kind of the hot topic of Uta players, is 3 8 cost, 0 Dofi. Kid, I think, is just so much better in nearly every single way. It's kind of a hot take, but it's starting to become a colder and colder take as we kind of go on. When you find the Dofis and you can impactively hit the Dofis, like chain them back to back, you're going to win the game regardless. But Kid acts as like that pseudo kind of floodgate, or it acts as the floodgate. Once you rest it and kind of chain out an Uta blocker, for example, you just kind of establish that. It's basically playing like OP1K again, which is honestly awesome. Like, you just go down super low, you can get to 2 life, maybe even 1 life, drop Kid, and just prepare to basically play Protect the Kid. When you have Luffy, Brook, Uta, Luffy, Brook, Nami ability, free Nami searches every single turn because they have to attack the 8 cost. This deck just like bleeds value, and it's insane. I have to shout out this 50 was honestly so Kai over at on Twitter. I'm gonna link their information in the bio below. This is the exact 50 that they run, and honestly, I wouldn't change a single card in this list. It just felt like you see everything when you need to see it. The consistency was just so unmatched that I didn't think of, oh, I need this card to get out of this scenario. I just felt like I was in a good spot the entire time. But in terms of matchups, I just saw the big 3. I just saw 4 Sokkas, 3 NLs, and 2 purple Luffys. So rounds 1 and 2 Sokka. Just like I said, I just flood the board early. Brooks, I'm hard molly for Brooks and a 3 cost. That was really that, and I just kind of put them on, just kind of flooding the board. They have to remove it early, or else I'm just going to start stabilizing, which I did. Round 3 was against Purple Luffy. 8 cost Kid single-handedly won the matchup for me there. I rest 8 cost. I had the Dawn on it, and just had Uta, Luffy, and probably like 8 cards in hand. Or no, 5 cards in hand, I would say. 8 to 5, around there. And it just became like can you hit me with your two Magellans, your Queen, and Leader? I just protected the 8 cost and then just kind of ended the game from that. Round 4 was my first loss against Purple Luffy. They're the answer to my 8 cost kid turn. 8 cost rested into Uta, the perfect 9 cost Kaido turn, unfortunately, but it worked out for them. It was a good learning experience. I could have also gone Luffy, Brook Uta, and then play 8 cost next turn, which in hindsight would be better, but you have to. I felt like at that opportunity when they had a certain amount of cards out in the field, I just feel like dropping the 8 was probably putting them on a gotta have it, and they had it. So it is what it is. Round 5 was, I believe, in Nell. I just kind of, it's Operation Take Out the Board. That was really all there was to it. Just kind of take out the board, play around potential triggers. Like I think they hit 2 or 3 Brûlés in life, and I still was able to close it out in just flooding the board, getting 8 cost out before they can Katakuri it. They Katakuried my Luffy, so 8 cost was kind of free to hang out and stabilize from there. Yeah, so 6 was Sokka. I kind of came down to, I actually misplayed a little bit. I took a 5K swing at 2 life when I really shouldn't have. I just kind of baited them going for game. And they ended up going, so 5 with Hina, 8 with Big Borsellino. I countered 9. And then they had a Borsellino blocker and a brand new for swings. So they did 7-7. I had a 2K and Backlight in hand, and they knew about the Backlight, so it was not good. I just had to hope that this was a 1K, and it was a 1K. So, yeah. Round 7, Friendly Fire. Chris kind of smacked me around real easy. I died to 5, 6, 6, 7 at 2 life. 8 cards in hand, but I'm okay with the 1 brick game. Like, it was to my boy, so like, I'm not going to be too upset about that. Like, sometimes the deck does brick. You run 3, like you just run a lot of non-counter cards, but it is what it is. Sometimes it happens, so just kind of be aware of that. Like that's kind of how green plays sometimes. I think round 8 and 9 were actually both in Nell. It really came down to me kind of controlling the board kind of early. The Ohm Holly was kind of crazy when I saw double Ohm into double Holly, like no whiff. But I was able to just kind of backlight and just kind of force the board at 3 with them at 3 life, so Ohm was still a 5. So I was getting maximum value out of that. And then I was able to close the game in round 8. And then round 9, I just kind of went for a full send. I think I had 3 life. I didn't have Kid because I think I bottomed him 3 times. So then I just kind of swung, I think, Luffy, my Brook, my Nami, my Usopp, and Leader twice with I'm Invincible. They just didn't expect me to go for it, and I did. And it kind of closed the game, got me the 7-2 there. Honestly, again, I don't think I would change really anything in this list. I just think it played super smooth. And yeah, I think really the only matchup that I'm like hard scared about is probably Red Green Law. Luckily Sakazuki's keeping that in check, but Red Green Law just scares the absolute daylights out of me because, well, the only card that would potentially save me is 8 cost Kid. But even then, like Rush Luffy, Otama, like that combo, like you can shambles into the Rush Luffy with the Otama effect on this Kid, and just I'm kind of sort of SOL. But yeah, I think Uta's in a very good spot. This is like the nerfed version of Uta, for lack of a better term, because we don't have starter deck 12 yet. But once that comes around, I think it's going to be in an even better spot with the Mihawk and the combo plays with that. Yeah, I just really think that this is going to be fun. I'm going to kind of take a break from it in OP6 so I can play some Perona. I think anything with green is kind of up my alley, so Perona, Yamato. Well, who knows what the band's coming up potentially, so we'll kind of play it by ear, but that's kind of the game plan. And then EB1, I'm going right back to this deck. I think it's going to be so much fun. It just won the Japan Nationals, so kind of put some merit in that deck again. So looks like we'll have to go for it. I got to shout out though, like all the crews that I've been practicing with, like my CT Supernova homies. Like I know they shoot so much stuff at me, like, but it's all just kind of in fun and motivation. So it's all fun. It had to be green. That's the only way I'll top. If they know, they know. So I got to shout out the KC, Kansas City locals too. They've been very accepting. I just moved here very recently, and testing with all of them has just been kind of a fun ride, and just kind of making strides to get even better and better throughout. Like just kind of seeing a new kind of scope through kind of testing with them. Yeah. Overall, 10 out of 10 would recommend Uta. That's about all I got for you. So hopefully we'll play another Treasure Cup. If not, on to Piranha. And here we go. That's it. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.